And there's three things that I want you to be mindful of when you decide to take on the activity of trying to convince someone that you know that their perspective should be looked at in a different way. Third and finally, they're just looking for counter arguments. There are going to be people who come to you, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. They've already made their mind up. They've already decided that this is the course of action. So they're not looking for you to convince them. They're looking for you to give counter arguments. So what happens is that they don't tell you this. And this is the part where it gets a little wonky. They don't tell you that this is where they're coming from. What they do is they come to you and they say, hey, I'm thinking about what's your thought? I really think ABC. What do you think? But what they don't tell you is that they've already decided that this is the course of action they want, but they want to be able to prepare to address anyone who has concerns about it or want to bring up something to them in the future. And since they haven't accounted for every potential counter argument that might come their way, they're expecting you to throw out as many counter arguments as possible. So this way, when it finally comes and they have to address it, they now have a response for each and every one of those. Now, again, if you're going into this knowing that that's what they want from you, then you don't have a problem with it, that's not a problem. I've been in positions where I've done this before, where people have said to me, hey, listen, I'm trying to figure out how to address this and so forth. Give me some thoughts I hadn't thought about. That's telling me that you're respecting the fact that, hey, if you got the time, can you share that with me? But a lot of times people don't do that. So what ends up happening is that you get into this discussion where they have basically taken this whole song and dance of telling you, this is where I'm thinking, what are your thoughts? Giving you the impression that they value your opinion, but not telling you that they want to use your time to gather counterpoints to use for their benefit later. But instead of telling you that's what they're going to do, they leave that out of the discussion. And so as a result, you've now gone through this exercise where when you finally see what they do, they end up doing exactly what they intended to do to begin with. And you now have this feeling that, man, I've wasted all this time, where at the end of the day, they only were looking for counter arguments for whatever anybody would say.